That is time.
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Blue Ridge FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel,
Stationed by the door.
your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The Reporter,
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer,
Stationed at the emblem of Washington,
your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary,
Stationed by the ear of corn,
your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor,
Here by the owl.
why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom could accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 7 members and numerous guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes, I now declare this meeting of the Blue Ridge FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. At this time, the floor is open to any new business.
Madam President,
Lori.
I move that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop.
Second.
It has been moved by Lori and seconded by Ava that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote to pass. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Lori.
I think that hosting a recycling program would be a great opportunity for our chapter, as many students are looking for ways to get in community service hours and help the community. So I encourage you to vote for this motion.
Madam President,
Ava.
I think hosting a recycling program would be a great idea. This would be a way to bond our students in our school district and also be a way to help out our community for how much they've done for us. So please vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Carmen.
I believe hosting a recycling program would be a terrible idea. Because it is the end of the school year, we wouldn't get as much out of it as we would if it were the beginning of the school year. And on the weekends, people are busy, so there wouldn't be a good turnout. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Madam President,
Gavin.
I think hosting a recycling program is a great idea because our community goes through a lot of recyclable items. So this would be a really great way to give back to the community by recycling everything. So please vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Rachel.
I think this motion is a fantastic idea, seeing as we are currently looking for things to put on our National Chapter Award application, and this would be a fantastic thing to put under building communities. So please vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Charlie.
I believe hosting a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month would be a terrible idea. Due to our officer meetings being on the last Saturday of each month, no one would be able to supervise this experience, so please vote down on this motion.
Madam President,
Ava.
I move that we take a 5-minute recess.
Second.
It has been moved by Ava and seconded by Charlie that we take a 5-minute recess. This motion is not debatable, but is amendable. Are there any amendments? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote on taking a 5-minute recess. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it, motion fails. We are back on the main motion that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop. Is there any further discussion?
Madam President,
Rachel.
I move to amend this motion by striking out Saturday and inserting Sunday. So the motion will now read, I move that the FFA chapter hosts a recycling program on the last Sunday of each month in the school shop.
Second.
It has been moved by Rachel and seconded by Charlie that we amend the motion by striking out the word Saturday and inserting the word Sunday so that the motion would read that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter hosts a recycling program on the last Sunday of each month in the school shop. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote to pass. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Rachel.
I think amending this motion is a fantastic idea, seeing as on Saturdays we do have a lot of events, including sports, and on Sunday we always have an officer meeting, and if we have it on a Sunday, the officers are already going to be at the school to help host this and make it happen. So please vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Carmen.
I believe amending the motion to say Sunday would be a terrible idea because as I previously stated, it is almost the end of the school year, and besides, Sundays have church and a lot of our members go to church and there wouldn't be a good turnout. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Madam President,
Ava.
I think this is a terrible idea. Due to Sundays, a majority of people take that as a family day. And as my fellow delegate has said, people do go to church on those days. So we wouldn't have a big turnout and hardly anyone there. So please vote down on this motion.
Madam President,
Lori.
I think that this would be a terrible idea, seeing that on Sundays, many times we have SAE nights, and we would not have any space in our shop to host the recycling program. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
I rise to a parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
How many votes does this motion need to pass?
This amendment requires a majority vote to pass.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on the amendment?
Madam President,
Gavin.
I think that this recycling program on Sundays at the very last day of the month would be a great idea because therefore they're less busy because most of our sports and meetings go on Saturdays, so then we'd have more people come out. So please vote up on this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote on the amendment that we strike out the word Saturday and insert Sunday so that the motion would read that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Sunday of each month in the school shop. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it, motion fails. We are back on the main motion that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop. Is there any further discussion?
Madam President,
Ava.
I think this would be a great idea due to us just having a parade last weekend and also races are coming up in our community. So it'd be a great way to help our community look fantastic before and after these events. So please vote up.
Madam President.
Gavin.
I move to postpone this motion to the next meeting.
Second.
It has been moved by Gavin and seconded by Charlie that we postpone the motion to the next meeting. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote to pass. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Gavin.
I think this would be a great idea because right now we're discussing our leadership camp in the summer, so therefore we do not have time to discuss this, so please vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Rachel.
I think this would be a terrible idea, seeing as our next meeting is going to be a relaxing, laid-back meeting where we are going to be watching movies and not going to be discussing business very much. So we aren't going to be able to discuss this, and it's going to be the end of the year, and we're not going to have any time to plan it if we do it the next meeting. So please vote down on this motion.
Madam President,
Charlie.
I believe this motion would be a great idea due to our new officers. That would be their first new meeting with our chapter, so it'd be a great way for them to experience a real meeting. So please vote up on the motion.
Madam President,
Carmen.
I believe postponing the motion to host a recycling program to our next regular meeting would be a terrible idea. Because as my fellow delegate had just said, our next meeting would be a relaxing meeting since it will be one of our last. And we won't really have the time to plan this, nor have the time to actually host this. So I encourage you to vote against this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote on postponing the motion to the next regular meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it, motion fails. We are back on the main motion that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop. Is there any debate?
Madam President,
Rachel.
I think this would be a terrible idea. After further consideration, I have realized that STEM Club already has a recycling program, and over 31% of our chapter is involved in that. So there's no point in having to host another one that our chapter is a part of. So please vote down on this motion.
Madam President,
Lori.
I still think that hosting a recycling program is an amazing idea. Our alumni has been looking for more ways to be involved with our chapter, and I'm sure they would really love to help organize this with us so they can be a bigger part in our chapter. So I encourage you to vote for this motion.
Madam President,
Charlie.
I believe this motion is still a terrible idea. Due to us just have spent all our money on refreshments for our banquet, we would not have the money to spend on refreshments for this. So please vote down on motion.
Is there
Madam President,
Ava?
I think this would be a great idea since our community holds a lot of events over the summer and currently right now. So this would be a great way to help clean up before we have people come into our town from all over. So please vote up on this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now take a vote on the main motion that the Blue Ridge FFA chapter host a recycling program on the last Saturday of each month in the school shop. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.
No.
The noes have it, motion fails. Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Blue Ridge FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.
If you guys would like to rise for oral questions.
That means stand.
I first want to start off by saying congratulations on advancing to state. You have definitely made your chapter proud. So we're going to go ahead and start with oral questions, and my first questions are going to be for the president. If the entire agenda is completed at a meeting, can the chair adjourn the meeting without a motion and a vote?
The chair can not adjourn the meeting without the motion and the vote.
Can you explain?
If the motion is already on the agenda, then it has already been planned, so the chapter must see it.
And your second question, what does non-biased mean as it pertains to your job as chair?
It means that the chair must preside over the meeting without a bias to either side, against or for the motion.
Thank you. The vice president. If the motion to recess passes, what happens to the meeting?
Then you would take that certain amount of time off. Well, you'd take that certain amount of time off and go into a different room, and then you come back after that time has passed.
And your second question. If the motion to recess fails, what happens to the meeting?
Then the meeting will continue without taking a recess, as it was before the motion was made.
Thank you. The Sentinel. What is the purpose of the subsidiary motion to postpone to a certain time?
To postpone it to the next meeting and you discuss it at the next one, or the date, so you don't discuss it at the certain meeting.
Okay, And your next one. How long can a motion be postponed if a chapter holds a regular business meeting every week on the same day?
Till it can't be held past that meeting.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the treasurer. Hi. What is a secondary amendment?
A secondary amendment is an amendment to a primary amendment.
Can you amend a secondary amendment?
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much. The secretary. What are the duties and responsibilities of the secretary regarding the agenda for chapter meetings as listed in the official FFA manual?
Keeping an accurate record of the meeting and recording the minutes.
Thank you. The reporter. Is parliamentary inquiry out of order when another member has the floor?
No, it is not.
And your second question. Why is no vote required to adopt the parliamentary inquiry?
A ruling is made by the chair.
Okay, thank you very much. And the advisor. Name 2 of the 3 additional officers that a chapter might elect according to the official FFA manual.
Parliamentarian and historian.
Great job, guys. You can leave your placards on the table. And good luck with the rest of the competition.